That's cool.
Reddit. They know I like that.
So, brave. Science, let me poke it. Brave. So, brave. Or crazy. And the only ist I am is an atheist. Let me poke it.
Brave. So brave. Brave.
Reason. Carl Sagan. Let me poke it.
So brave.
On fire.
Brave.
All right. Non-vegans, would you be okay with living in a vegan society? It should be noted that I consider myself an anti-vegan in that I actively am opposed to the philosophy of veganism. What does that even mean?
Also, real quickly, this is from r/gender critical.
Okay, yeah. This makes sense then. I am actively against
Actually, no,
the philosophy of
no.
saying that animals should. Honestly, my philosophy personally is that we should be maximizing the suffering that we inflict on all living creatures.
Hold on.
As much as possible.
Hold on.
One second. Okay, the subreddit is actually omnivore, but the user who posted this has like a flare that's our gender critical user. So this person is associated with that subreddit, gender critical.
So this person's a TERF who's also like on the omnivore Reddit, being like,
who's trying to be like anti. And this is actually a good example of how TERFs and other right wing ideology kind of intermingle.
Yeah. If you're a vegetarian for health and taste reasons, then I'm fine with that. But the moral stance of veganism, I oppose. How dare you attempt to minimize the suffering of other conscious creatures? If you do not shoot this pig in the head right now, then you are a terrible human being. All right. I wouldn't be okay with living in a vegan society, not just because I like to eat meat, but also because I think the vegan view of things is problematic.
That's right.
Do you think it could ever happen? Yes, and that's what I'm worried about. Although I think there's a very good chance the right side will win. Right side? The right side? Would you
right side of history?
I already am resisting. I oppose animal rights and biocentric politics in general. Biocentric politics are, even if the lines have become blurred over the years, a far-right ideology. Because the right wing's fundamental philosophical trait is political mysticism of some kind or another.
What?
What? What
of some kind or another?
I don't know what they mean by biocentric. I don't know what they mean by political mysticism.
I think they're meaning like the biology of humans. So like females.
They're gonna give examples.
I read this before, and oh my god.
I need to hear this.
Whether it is mysticism of the nation, nationalism or protectionism, mysticism of heredity, eugenics and racism, mysticism of sex, abstinence, heteronormativity, pro-life and sexism, mysticism of leadership, statism and classism, or just plain mysticism, theism and occultism, all of these things are right-wing traits. Have you ever met a fucking Wiccan in your life, you fucking moron? Also, what the fuck are you saying? Are you saying that left-wingers can't fucking be statists? They're not allowed to do that? They're not allowed to be like, yeah, I'm a left-wing, but I don't think anarchy is really all that realistic. Do you think they can't do that? Do you think the fucking, like, you can only be against abortion if you're on the right wing? You're a goddamn idiot. This is fucking ridiculous. In the case of the vegans and other greens, their mysticism is of nature and non-human life. No, you fuck! Your mysticism, if we're gonna go with this stupid fucking paradigm that you fucking created, is human life itself. You're saying human life first, everything else can go fuck itself. That is literally what you're doing right now by saying that you actively oppose animal rights and shit because humans. Like you unless of course your whole thing is, I think all humans should die too. In which case, join fucking Amendum and push the goddamn button already. You know what? Better case, kill yourself. Modern ecology and animal rights movement are tied to the Volkish movements?
The Vulcan movement.
Movements, and especially the Nazi Reich. Oh, I forgot! Hitler was a vegan. that means veganism is Nazis.
Oh, don't worry. This person's not going to let you forget about the Nazis for the rest of this post.
Belief in the sanctity of nature was fundamental to Nazi ideology. You were just saying earlier that right-wing ideology is tied greatly into mysticism, including theism and shit like that. So now, when people are going too far into respecting nature, that's also fucking far right? I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You're basically saying that there is no fucking thing that you can, like, value, because having values at all is fucking, like, right-leaning. But in that case, you'd be fucking doubly fucking stupid.
What the fuck?
You would be having to argue against your own position because you're saying that having no values is a value. And as having no values is a value, and that's your value, then you have a value, and that's bad, and you might as well be a Nazi.
You just gotta keep going. You gotta keep going because it gets worse. It gets better.
This is what Zen wishes it could be.
Let
right?
me play with my food.
Like, we're all the nation of domination, and Lundy's the fucking rock. Only wrestling fans are going to get that reference.
Are you D-Lo? Who's D-Lo?
The post-war Nazis,
I want to be Mark Henry,
Debbie, and Martin Heidegger, among others. Wait, post-war Nazis like Savici Deji and Martin Heidegger, among others, founded what we would consider to be the movement today. Their influence was enormous. Oh, I'm sorry. Are we genetic fallacying this whole fucking thing where we're saying, hey, there were some Nazis who were vegans, and they sort of like influenced the way that vegans believe today because they said some good shit about animals, and we fucking took that shit. They weren't even fucking Nazis. Was Martin Heidegger even a Nazi? He was just German, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck do you mean he's a post-war Nazi? So he's a fucking German, and so he's a post-war Nazi? Are all the Germans currently in Germany right now Nazis?
So, one thing I want to bring up, because the big reason I wanted to give this to Lundy is because it's mostly in, like, because this person's mostly arguing from a dumb philosophical point. But, like, so, yeah, the Nazis did care about the environment. They passed a lot of the first environmental protection laws and shit. But you know why they did that? Because of World War I and the destruction that happened to fucking Western fucking Germany.
This is that dumb shit. Like if like Hitler breathed air, you know. Therefore, if you breathe air, you're as bad as Hitler.
Look, Hitler owned a dog.
On that level of dumb shit.
Hitler owned a dog, so if you own a dog, like, you're basically fucking Hitler.
The Nazis were one of the first ones to tie smoking with adverse health effects.
Yeah.
Nazis were no. Don't you understand? The Nazis, anything the Nazis did, the Nazis were always wrong about absolutely every single thing that they ever did or said or anything whatsoever. So if you agree with them on anything whatsoever, even the idea that animals should probably be protected and we probably shouldn't be inflicting suffering on animals for no good reason, if you agree with them on that, you want to kill Jews. You see, Nazis believe that nature has immanent value. I don't think that's how you spell immanent. And coincidentally, so do vegans, at least to some extent. No, that it has value. You just have to accept that it has some sort of value. That's it. The idea that it has immanent or intrinsic or anything like that is irrelevant as to whether or not it's relevant to your particular moral experience. We can go 100% super fucking subjective about all fucking values, and it still would be fucking relevant to you as an individual.
I can't wait until Lundy reads the next sentence.
Nature is the ultimate Nazi, after all, eliminating the weak, creating packs, flocks, tribes, bond by blood ties, etc. Oh my god! This is the person who saw Darwinism and was just like, yeah, that sounds bad. Seriously, this is a person who actually thinks that, like, Darwinism and social Darwinism, same fucking thing. Absolutely same fucking thing. I swear to fucking God, this is fucking stupid. Oh, okay. Well, do you think that you're divorced from nature? Do you think humans are divorced from nature, that we're not a part of nature in any way whatsoever? Because if you think that, you're a fucking moron, for one thing. But since you probably at least have like one brain cell, you probably accept the fact that humans are a part of nature. So if we're a part of nature, I guess that makes us Nazis, right? All humans, intrinsically, we're just Nazis, right? Is that how it is? You fucking idiot. It wasn't tacked onto their ideology, mind you. It was central to it. What was central to it? What was central to it? What was
Also
central
with
to
the
Nazi
whole-
ideology that made it so that we should all be vegans? What? I can't think of a
Also-
single core Nazi tenet that indicates be vegan.
The
Also,
Jews
look
like
up
me.
what was
Also-
in the Nazi rations. Were Nazi rations vegan? No.
Also, too, like the whole Nazi, like nature being the ultimate Nazi shit, like the social Darwinism being equated with Darwinism itself.
Oh,
Like,
I get it.
I-
I understand what they're saying now. They're saying because social Darwinism and Darwinism are exactly the same thing because I'm a fucking idiot who doesn't understand the difference between the context of nature and the context of artificial fucking population control and shit like that. Because I don't understand the difference between these two things, I'm just going to say they're the same. And so since they're the same, the Nazis believed in social Darwinism and eliminating the weak and shit like that. And therefore, they also believed in regular Darwinism, even though
They were against evolution.
So I hate the whole like conflating survival of the fittest with like, oh, that means like weak stuff died. Well, look, that's not how like evolution worked. Like evolution
exactly.
was like
it's just about the fact,
what
it's just about
is
the fact that
fitted.
things fit within a particular paradigm, and if they work within that paradigm, then they continue to exist. It's like fucking if only
Yeah.
the strong things survived.
Why do we have fruit flies and shit?
It's like, for example, it's why like the early synapsids, like the Dimetrodon, like the big like thing that people confuse with the dinosaur with the phone on its back.
Yeah.
Like, there's a reason why those ended up dying out and the dinosaurs rose. Like, the early synapsids were like sluggish and slow creatures, while the early dinosaurs were like quick and nimble, and they could like fill more niches because the early synapsids were like way more specialized in the niches they filled, while the early dinosaurs were more like generalists.
It's also the reason why like the largest organisms in the world can only really feasibly exist in the ocean because that's the only place that has enough fucking food for them to actually live.
Or support its weight.
Deep ecology, veganism, green anarchism, you know what? Green anarchism, fascism, basically the same thing.
That's my favorite
fucking
Dr. Seuss
absolute
book.
goddamn fucking, I swear to God, this person fucking lost to Brock in Pokemon Yellow.
To be fair, they would have to know about Butterfree.
Are all the spiritual successors of Nazism just as much as skinheads and the alt-right are? Yeah, I totally get it. I totally fucking understand what you're saying here right now. It makes total fucking sense to say that people who are fucking anarchists are fascists, really.
Oh yeah, I can't wait until Lundy gets to the next segment because it's.
I am aware that this is a bold claim. Do you? Are you really that aware? Are you that aware of how fucking ridiculous the shit you're saying is? Yeah, things that are entirely the opposite of each other, basically the same. All right, fair enough. But I recommend any of you look up Nazis and anti-animal cruelty or Nazis and environmentalism. Yeah! You would see that amongst the top elite of the Nazis, some of them, well, you know what? They liked animals a bit, so they didn't want to fucking do anything to them. How does that make veganism a central core tenet of fascist Nazi ideology? Are you fucking retarded? Answer, yes. Especially look into the work of Savitri Detri. I have no idea who the fuck Savitri Devi is, whose life work effectively created the modern animal rights movement. Probably, Martin Heidegger wasn't even a fucking Nazi, but they're saying that Martin Heidegger was a post-war Nazi who was like central to this. But so I am suspicious as to whether or not this other person is also a post-war Nazi.
He was a man. It's the same thing.
I think that the majority of vegans don't think of themselves as Nazis. Oh, I fucking wonder why. But there's no doubt that they're being used by the very same forces. Echo. That took over Germany.
That's right.
I 100% resist veganism, and I would resist an ecological or vegan society using whatever means. I'm fine with environmentalism that is based on human utility, but not any belief in nature having value outside of its utility to human affairs. The fun part about this whole fucking thing is that the reasoning that you're using actually right now is so much fucking closer to actual fascist beliefs that the thing that you're a part of, the group that you're a part of, is the only group that actually matters, and anything that we do as this group has to ultimately benefit us, the people who are a part of the group. That is nationalistic thinking. That's very akin to nationalistic thinking. It's very akin to fascist thinking. It's very akin to fucking just groupthink in general. All of the things that you fucking said were so fucking bad because they're just so central to like right-wing identitarian blah blah movements or whatever the fuck. All of those things, that is essentially the reasoning that you're using right now. You reversed it when you're talking about veganism. You know why?
Because you like the taste of bacon.
That's it. That's the whole fucking reason. You don't actually give a shit. You would prefer to say, well, instead of actually analyzing my own beliefs, my own values, my own morals, and actually thinking about whether or not what I do and in the way in which I live my life, whether or not it's actually the most moral way to live my life, instead of doing that, I'm just going to say I'm already perfectly fine, and everybody who acts differently from me, Nazis. Gotcha. You fucking absolute buffoon.
By the way, just to clarify before you read it, the Scooby-Doo meme is the last one, not the one above it.
It's above the one that it's supposed to be a part of.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. So we got this quote here. His is an interesting post, but speaking as a utopian myself, like many things that come out of the SSC sphere, it strikes me with these assumptions. This person, I swear to fucking God, I have no idea who the fuck calls themselves a utopian for one? Like, what the fuck does that even mean? Speaking as somebody who wants the genies to be real, what do you fucking mean? You're a utopian. Speaking as someone who desperately dreams to one day snort unicorn farts. Like,
you know what's funny about like them calling themselves a utopian? The book Utopia is about like a religious dictatorship. Literally, the fucking utopia described in the book Utopia is like, if you're not Christian, we just throw your ass down a well.
Like many things that come out of the SSC sphere, it strikes me as these assumptions that are ever so sprinkled with reactionary ideas. Well, no, okay. Rule 10. I don't know what the fuck this is referring to, especially
it's some blog.
With an allusion to the noble savage, an assumption of immanence in reality and an intrinsic good in the natural way of things. This is a fucking nihilist who refuses to believe that they're a nihilist and just hates anybody who has values in anything.
Hey,
South Park morality done fucking straight. There's nothing wrong with any degeneracy of any kind. In fact, I'd actually say degeneracy is a good thing because it rebels against patriarchal, heteronormative, classist, and colonial norms. Here's the fun bit.
Wait, whoa. I thought classism was mysticism.
No, classism is a result of mysticism.
Oh, get ready. It gets a lot fucking worse in a few paragraphs.
Hold on. I'm just going to go ahead and stop right here. Here's the real fun bit. Yes, degeneracy is a word that is usually used by those in the right wing to talk about like the sexual or behavioral acts that are
that's why Hillary Clinton used it, because she's right wing.
The norm and shit like that. But but the fun thing is like degeneracy can mean a wide variety of things depending on the context. To say that degeneracy is a good thing and to argue that degeneracy is a good thing without being super clear about your terms.
Zoophilia. Pedophilia.
People out there being like, you know what, child molesters, those are fucking degenerates. Like, you're essentially putting yourself on that level.
Fucking a baby is fine because it's not patriarchal.
Yeah, it's not patriarchal. Listen, this is a heteronormative stance that we can't fuck babies. Like,
it's not bad as long as it's not a man fucking a female infant.
This is the same type of person who would be like, listen, any acts, including the absolute killing of civilians that Palestine does, is totally justified because Israel sucks. Like, yeah, okay, that makes fucking sense. All notions of degeneracy are effectively rooted in the belief that people should aspire to be healthy or productive or normal. But we don't strive for any of those things. We only strive for pleasure and justice. You're like dangerously close to saying we should be totally cool with child molestation.
Get ready.
Discipline is not empowering and it's not liberating. It's basically self-denial and is rooted in patriarchy, statism, and militarism. So basically what you're saying is that we should just be able to do whatever the fuck we want and never have anybody stop us in any way whatsoever. Like, we can't even get like a fucking militia around if you're going around burning down buildings because it brings you some sort of sick fucking twisted pleasure. Because, hey, listen,
don't you fucking restrict me to your non-arson norms.
Or are you referring to discipline in the sense that we should moderate ourselves in some way or another and not drink ourselves into a goddamn stupor every fucking hour of the goddamn day? Is that what you mean by discipline? Because if that's what you mean by discipline, then that's fucking retarded too. Because the reason that we're supposed to have some level of discipline isn't because of some sort of fucking patriarchal, statist, militaristic fucking norm or whatever the fuck. It's because objectively speaking, if you just do nothing every day, but just drink your goddamn brains out, the best case scenario is you die of alcohol poisoning. Worst case scenario, you end up taking a shit ton of people with you.
Inject crocodile directly into my balls.
It might have been at least a tiny bit practical back in times of scarcity, but true physical scarcity doesn't exist anymore. Only artificial scarcity does, due to the fact that a tiny minority of the population owns more than everyone else. I don't give a shit. Pleasure is pleasure, and we will create a world of unlimited pleasure with minimal effort for everyone through technology. Gay space communism! Even with only the tech we currently have. Oh, with only the tech we currently have. Yeah, we're totally rolling out the fucking tech to make everybody's fucking lives completely and totally, like, nobody actually... This is the person who unironically wants us to live in the Wall-E universe? With all of us just fucking sitting around on goddamn couches, fucking doing nothing but talking to a fucking screen all day. Well, what's wrong with that? It's different from the norms that we have now. No, there is something wrong with it, and that's kind of the point of the movie, that when you don't have anything to do whatsoever, when you have zero responsibilities and you just unload it on technology and shit, you start losing yourself. You start losing, like, what it means to be a person just in general. Just because the values that we currently have are engendered into us as a result of our society and as a result of the fact that these things have just been put into us as a result from all the fucking shit that we're fucking growing up in. Our environments, our parents, our fucking classes, shit like that. Just because it comes from all these things may be flawed fucking systems, doesn't mean you have to go in the exact opposite direction, because that's where the right answer lies. There's such a thing as a goddamn, like, gradual increase towards the correct answer. Okay? Can we get that fact?
VR lolly simulators.
Even with the tech we currently have, assuming the ideal political situation, we could set up infrastructure in just 70 years for the entire world's population to have enough food, water, shelter, healthcare, sex, and drugs to keep them in a state of bliss more or less all the time. Wow. Just absolutely wow. This is gay, full-on, fully automated gay space communism. That is what this is. Which is why because I am a fellow gay, I do feel completely and totally justified in calling you a fag.
Maybe we should use Gangster Fag for the opening for this episode instead, Goat.
Yeah, that's fine with me. I don't care.
20% of the population would rotate a week at a time doing the necessary labor. Why? Why would anybody do this? You're literally saying, let's just force everybody into this situation where most people just don't have to work at all. And then we just yank them out of this fucking, like, weird ass goddamn paradise that you've just created for everybody to be like, you have to do some necessary labor. They're going to be like, you're going to fucking, and if that's the norm, imagine this world where you're born into a world where for the majority of the time in which you're growing up, because of course
we don't want kids to have to work because that would be bad.
Majority of time in which you have to work, in which you grow up, you're just experiencing this, like, this weird virtual space of, like, perfection and just nonstop pleasure.
Holy shit.
And then after you hit the age of 18, they yank you the fuck out and they're like, for the next 2 years,
you gotta do some fucking labor, kid.
And you're just like, I haven't learned shit. And even they would only be working a total of 30 hours in that week. This is such fucking like wishful fucking thinking. Who the like? There's no actual like studies for this. There's no evidence that this is even fucking feasible. This is just someone's fucking like literal fantasy, which is why they called themselves a utopian in the first place. They're just someone who's just like unlimited fucking virtual lolly porn. I can just get all I fucking want, and I never have to work for any of it or pay for any of it like I do on Patreon. Technological advancement is exponential, so if we add that in, things become even better. Also, include anyone who believes that anyone outside of the privilege should feel any guilt or sacrifice or comfort for the environment. This is a different one.
Yeah. That's in response to the Scooby-Doo meme.
So the Scooby-Doo meme is overpopulation causes climate change. Okay, gang, let's see who this really is. And then they take off the mask.
Oh my god. I just saw the last thing Goat posted it. Now I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
So the meme here is that overpopulation causing climate change is just racism and classism, which is true. Overpopulation is basically just a fucking meme that the elite fucking push in order to say that it's not their fault, it's not the corporation's fault, it's not all the pollution's fault. It's the fact that there's just too many fucking people. What are we gonna fucking do? So in response, this person says, also include anyone who believes that anyone outside of the privilege should feel any guilt or sacrifice comfort for the environment. The environment which gives you life? So basically what you're saying is we should just be able to just fuck over the environment. You understand, this is the type of person. If they had been born under different circumstances and they were on like the CEO fucking board for like some fucking giant fucking tech company or some shit, they would so totally be the people being like, yeah, it's overpopulation that's the problem. Shut the fuck up. We can pollute all we fucking want. It's not our fucking fault. Like that is what this person would fucking do. This person has an intense hatred for the environment that I do not fucking understand. Also include anyone who ascribes any sort of moral duty to anyone besides living human beings, especially anthropomorphizing the concept of nature itself. Any sort of moral duty to anyone besides living human beings. What does that mean? Ascribing moral duty to anyone besides living human beings. Have we? What? Has anyone done that? Has anyone been like, has anyone seen their dog and was like, you fucking piece of shit? Like, has any...
This person can't go to the pound, get a dog, and kick it to death in the parking lot. That's Nazism.
That's the true injustice.
Yeah.
All of that is some form of fascism.
You should be able to kick a dog in the head.
Literally, this is so fucking hilarious to me because the last sentence of that particular post is all of that is some form of fascism or another. They could have just said it's fascism or whatever. It would have been just as fucking substantive. It makes no fucking sense. They're just saying things I don't like, fascism. That's literally what they're fucking saying. It's not even, it doesn't make any sense. There's no connections made. There's no actual fucking reasoning being had.
I figured it out, Lundy, and it's because of the thing that I saw that Go posted about that this person said. This person's just a slightly more articulate Kuros one.
Next post. The birth rate sinks like a rock. It's not just access to contraceptives. That's not the fucking thing. You have to actually like give people that shit. Like fucking, you have to give people that shit and you have to give them a fucking reason to. Like the offering condoms, like having condoms just available in like fucking, I don't know, gas stations and whatever the fuck in like ghetto areas and shit like that. That doesn't really like lower the birth rate at all. What you got to do is you got to give it to them. You got to actually just give them the fucking contraceptives. Without doing that, a lot of shit just doesn't really work all that fucking well. Having access to abortion definitely helps a lot, but having equal access is an economic opportunity of which many people don't have the ability to do for a variety of reasons. So like this whole like just give everybody equal access thing is so fucking ridiculous because it's reducing everything into like such a small fucking thing where it's just like, yeah, this stuff just isn't available in some places. No, it's available. It's there. It's just hard to get for one reason or another. You have to address those individual issues. You're addressing a symptom and not the problem. I assume that a post-war humanity, whatever the fuck that means, would allow these conditions. So if we treat the universe realistically, the population shouldn't even be at the generational replacement level, much less booming. Oh, it shouldn't even be. We should just be dying off. What? If we treat the universe realistically and we allowed everybody, we would all just be dying off if everybody just had access to like sex education and shit. What? That's not true. We fucking pass out condoms like they're fucking like crack over in Africa, and their fucking populations are still soaring. And the reasons are a variety. One of which is you need to have as many kids as possible because in a lot of places in Africa, I'm not saying every fucking place in Africa, but in a lot of places in Africa, your kid might die like early. So if you want to have kids, you're gonna have more than just one. So they are aware of that, and they have to like adjust to that. They also have to have more people who are going to be around to help take care of them when they inevitably get older because they don't have access to healthcare and shit like that. So they need people to keep them to help take care of them when they get older. Like there's a lot of fucking reasons in which we have fucking like a shit ton of kids.
God, I can't wait.
Having access to contraceptives and shit is not going to just make us be like, let's just not have any more fucking kids. Do you think nobody wants to have fucking kids? Do you think that's how it fucking is? Do you think everybody's like you? This is actually what it is. It's universalizing a fucking preference because you're a fucking moron.
I can't wait until Lundy gets to their ideal society.
Yep, keep going.
The truth is that pregnancy and childbearing are both extremely difficult and largely only really thrive in societies with some level of patriarchy or an absence of ways to avoid them. What? You mean every society? What are you talking about? And by the way, in the United States and in Japan, the populations are not booming. They are not growing. Are you saying Japan isn't patriarchal? Are you saying that America isn't patriarchal? Is that what you're saying? Because our populations aren't booming? You fucking idiots.
So the next thing is what made me realize that this person's like Kuroswan, and I will say why after Lundy is done.
When Roddenberry got much more room to show his vision in The Next Generation, I truly was disappointed there were still families with children being at all common. Holy shit! He actually believes that if everyone had a choice, nobody would have kids.
So, you know what that tells me? And this is like my ultimate problem with like people like Kuroswan. They think the Federation is the ideal form of government, and it is not.
Matt, it's gay-based communism.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be.
No, it's not. Like,
it's perfect, Matt. Everybody gets to do whatever job they want.
Like,
nobody has any suffering. We just get all the food.
It's kind of ironic, like this person's love of Star Trek, when the Federation itself is very much a totalitarian system. Probably could be even argued to be somewhat quasi-fascistic.
You have too many posts by this person. I hate you right now, Go. I mean, this one's from literally a year ago. Come on. How many do I have to fucking do? I'm going to run out of steam here.
How about I delete all the ones that you did? Give me a minute.
Just at least do the fucking ideal society.
How would day-to-day life look in your ideal society? Day-to-day, such concepts are archaic units for people dependent on natural life.
There you go.
I really hope this person's a child and not an adult.
What the fuck? Do they think we could just like blow up the sun and it'd be alright? Like, what the fuck are they talking about?
I'll delete a few of them, but I need you to read the next couple that I'm uploading because they're short and very full.
What do you mean people depend on that? We're all dependent on natural light. It's part of our fucking like health. It's part of our biology. What do you fucking mean? Oh, that's right. We're all supposed to be put in these stupid fucking tubes. I forgot. We're like biology is bad. Any biology is bad, which is weird because they're a gender critical fucking user. Where we're going, time quickly becomes irrelevant. I and everyone else will exist in a giant amorphous digital orgy for all eternity. What about people who don't want to be in that? What about people who don't want to be in a digital orgy? What about people who don't actually find pleasure from sex? What about asexual people? What about, like, people who just, like, aren't really interested in the whole fucking thing and they want, like, actual legitimate relationships and fulfillment in that sense? What about people like that? Oh,
They're all just a problem with the patriarchy.
all of their fucking values are probably just engendered by the patriarchy, right? But your love of sex and your obsession with maximizing how much sex you get, that's not patriarchal at all, is it? You fucking moron. Sexual pleasure will be maximized at all times, even for the people who don't want it. Fuck you. Take this dick. And with the specifics changing constantly as your mind itself is directly stimulated. Well, you can't have the same porn every day. You know what I mean? You got to have something new. A lot of the available mental power will be directed towards finding infinitely new ways to pleasure yourself.
Right.
Oh, fuck. This is what heaven is like, Go. You're going to go to heaven, and this is exactly what it's going to be like. You're going to see all the people fucking, and you're going to be like, oh, God damn it. And then
I just realized something. You know what? You know what this person's version of heaven literally would be? You know what they are literally fucking describing? The fucking Cenobites from Hellraiser.
Yeah, really. A lot of the available mental power, time dilates to fit centuries of indescribable ecstasy into a single real-world second. How the fuck? I don't even know what that even means. This will continue until the heat death of the universe. Yeah, because we're all just immortal, and we don't need to repopulate. We don't have to do anything. Like we're all a part of a digital fucking wonderland where all of our consciousnesses are fucking immortal.
By the way,
I fucking hate these fucking types of people who have they have no actual aspirations, no dreams. They contribute fucking nothing. They just bring everybody else the fuck down for caring about anything because the only thing they actually care about is getting their goddamn pleasure chamber. Anarchism and libertarianism would be threatened by subjectivism. I do agree that at least a bit of tyranny is unavoidable, which is why, if at all, we need to impose a paradigm that is based on a combination of uncompromising and unstoppable social justice, utilitarianism, and transhumanism. This paradigm won't be enforced like it has been for millennia through the threat of physical force or physical neglect, but rather enforced through using technology to radically deconstruct and improve human thought patterns, emotions, and identities. Exactly. What we need to do is we need to have a government that controls all of our brains and makes us want the things that the government wants. That is the thing. That is the justice. That is the real justice. We don't want fucking thugs in police riot armor telling us, stand down, where we can fight back. We want them all to go to drill directly into our brains and implant fucking chips to tell us that the government is awesome and great and everything is fine. That's what that would be the good. That would be the good thing right there. That would be much more preferable. You fuck. The new Doom Eternal trailer is full of weird anti-immigration and anti-SJW dog whistles. True, but the main character is canonically a devout Catholic. Really? Is that even true? I didn't think Doom Guy is a Catholic. I didn't even know what that's fucking about. And that's definitely a disgusting form of right-wing pandering. I didn't even know it was true. I didn't even know that was a thing. It probably isn't. Is Doom Guy Catholic? Let's look it up. I'm a fucking internet scholar of this shit. Is Doom Guy a Catholic? Where the fuck is messaging me? Needs to shut the fuck up right the fuck
I thought that the Sonic intro was coming on for a second. I was very confused.
It's my fucking phone.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. I went to take a piss, and then it's like, why you... What did I miss by replaying the Sonic theme?
Classic Doom novels. Okay, so it has nothing to do with the games. In the Doom novels, Doom Marine was given a personality that was shunned by many fans and members of the Doom community. His name was Flynn Taggart, or Fly for short. The novels describe him as a somewhat cocky, rather intelligent, well-worded, mechanically gifted, loyal, and in some ways arrogant. He's faithful, yet long-suffering Catholic with a strong belief in God, having attended 4 years of Catholic school. So when you say, canonically, he's a Catholic and that's right-wing pandering, what you mean is, in the books that nobody likes, he's described as a Catholic. Like, what does this have to do with the new games? Especially since these were fucking made, like so goddamn long ago. Holy shit!
In the game.
1995 and 1996.
Also, the Doom game is inside a universe where supernatural shit is real. So,
like hell exists in the Doom universe.
Yeah. So
right.
he's saying that like a belief is unreasonable in that
also,
universe.
I want to bring this up too, like the whole Doom Eternity is full of anti-SJW dog whistles. No, you fucking shitheads. It's fucking making fun of, like, fake fucking corporate social justice bullshit. Like, look at fucking Gay Pride Month and all the companies that, like, did the gay pride treats, but, like, none of them fucking actually care.
In general, the Doom series is full of masculinity praising and black-white, good-evil dynamic that plays right into the reactionaries' hands. Some shit's wrong! Some shit is bad. Demons trying to murder all of humanity. I'm pretty sure I'm just going to go ahead and say, you know what? Not good. Not good. I'm going to go ahead and say that's not good.
Lundy, give me 55 logical reasons why it's not okay to rape a baby.
Fuck you. I don't have to give shit. I'm fucking Adam over here. I can just make a claim and I don't have to fucking prove it.
That's right.
Yeah, because I fucking signed up for a debate when I came in here. Fuck you,
You didn't
what a
raise-
piece of shit. To fucking
I'm sorry,
jump down
Adam.
my throat and demand proof. Or we're just having a conversation. We're just talking. I didn't sign up for a fucking debate. I didn't say, hey, Lundy, let's fucking discuss this. Let's get down to the root of
you
this
make a
shit.
claim, you're signing up for a fucking debate, motherfucker.
Adam, I'm sorry
no, I'm
that
not.
you didn't.
Fuck you. Like,
Adam,
you
I'm
have to
sorry.
be like a fucking let's be a skeptic all the fucking time. I don't have
Hey,
friends.
You
I have
gotta do that
adversaries.
voice more often. You gotta do that voice
Sorry,
more
I
often.
don't have friends. I'm fucking Adam. I'm basically the same person as Focus.
You gotta
I
use
don't
that
actually have a
voice more often,
personality.
Adam. I like that.
You can't even do that voice because that's actually closer to how your voice sounds than mine. So, like, what the fuck do you do? Are you even making that impersonation?
Lundy, you're gay. Now read more posts.
I love you, Adam, by the way. All right.
We're all gay with each other, and if this person's reality is true, we're all gonna fuck each other in a big
yeah, we're
one.
gonna fuck each other in a digital fucking utopia.
Yeah. We're gonna be in a reboot fucking each other.
Very definitely leftist poster claims that nominating a woman for president would be abandoning all meritocracy. The fact that a male candidate could be nominated at all shows that the DNC has abandoned all meritocracy. After all, why would you nominate someone who is magnitudes more likely to commit murder, rape, and robbery and is ruled? This is a person who would be a race realist.
Also, ironically,
can we just come to a fucking agreement that if you're a person who thinks that if you're a dude, you're just more likely to commit murder and rape and rob people, just like biologically speaking, you're no different from people who are just like, you know what, black people, they're kind of predisposed to crime.
read the post.
Obviously, it's all ruled by a chemical that makes them angry, irrational, impulsive. Obviously, it's all wrapped up in shallow virtue and testosterone.
Bernie Sanders.
Bernie Sanders is definitely the fucking alpha male with so much testosterone. Look at that motherfucker.
Now you listen to me.
Have you seen that picture? Have you seen the picture with him with the half chub?
With the what?
He's
got a half hard.
There's a picture of Bernie with like half an erection, and like, yeah, he got a big old dick.
Big dick Bernie.
How would an anarchist society protect the environment and ecosystems? The environment is already on its way to becoming obsolete.
He ain't no David down there.
The environment is on its way to becoming obsolete. Fuck oxygen. Am I right?
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong? At that point, we can simply automate the entire planet's functions and be free from nature once and for all. This is literally a person who actually just hates the idea of anything that is not, like, metal and shiny. Like, holy shit.
We're going to install a giant air conditioning in the upper atmosphere.
By the way, if you're a person who likes meat, like, what... we're like, where's the meat coming from if we're not farming them? Or are you relying on us just having this like an artificial shit? Because we kind of need something to work with.
You know the answer here. Like, you know what they would say. They'd be like, we're going to be cloning the meat. All we need is one blood sample from one of these cows.
We just keep cloning meat forever and ever and ever. We can annihilate any and all animals that aren't humans because they don't deserve to live. Fuck them.
I'm going to say this flat out. Like, if this person did get their wish and, like, they got their version of their perfect society, I really hope, like, the asteroid hits, like, the day after it happens.
No, I hope the asteroid hits right as he's getting into the pod.
You know what?
Right.
Yeah.
He finally got his pod, and everyone's like, it's all ready for you, man. He's like, finally! He starts to walk over to the pod, fucking nice big steps, just leaping towards it happily, and then the asteroid just bam!
Also,
right on top of him. He's the epicenter of the asteroid impact.
Also, I hate this. This might be like my time in the Destiny Discord coming out right now, but like, are we sure this person's a he?
I don't know. Say bees, not refugees. I'm allergic to bees, and I hate them. Here we can see Nazis' sickening fetishization of nature. Naturalism and deep ecology are core parts of Nazi ideology. You know, most vegans are leftists. Like, I don't know if he knows this. But, like, most vegans I've ever met are like, yeah, we should totally be, like, fucking more accepting of people. Because, like, it's kind of intrinsic to the philosophy. The whole, like, you know, we shouldn't cause any suffering if we can help it. Like, that sort of thing. It's kind of intrinsic to that we should treat everybody with some sort of level of respect. Like, a modicum of, like, interest and shit like that. So, like, it's really fucking strange that this person is just so obsessed with the idea that, like people who care about the environment and nature and, like, animals are Nazis. It's really, really, really strange. Unless, of course, they think that fucking the Nazis were leftists, in which case that's a whole nother fucking can of worms. I don't know why people have a hard time understanding what a lesbian is. Quite frankly, I've come to the conclusion that no woman at all should even choose to associate with males, much less have sex with one. I definitely agree that appropriating lesbianism is very harmful. Okay, what about straight women, though? Like, what do they not get to do anything?
Here comes the reveal.
I definitely agree that appropriating lesbianism is very harmful. I've suffered harm from it myself since I've been a part of that community for a long time. Okay, a lesbian. Gotcha. This is a political lesbian. The erasure of lesbians is even more harmful, but it's a topic for another time. I think that if you identify as a lesbian, you should exclusively be involved with women. That being said, from a purely practical notion, I will always encourage women to choose having sex with a woman in lieu of a man. Yes! It's a political lesbian! Holy shit! This used to be like a scare myth. Like, there are people who were like this, don't get me wrong. But it used to be like a big fucking thing, like back in the day when the LGBT group was first like forming, where there would be lesbians who would go around trying to trick straight women into thinking that they're lesbians by basically just talking shit about dudes all the time. Like, that's kind of like what they would do. They would just be like, yeah, I mean, he's more likely to rape you. He's more likely to hurt you. Like, just be a lesbian. Like, you can totally just be a lesbian. Most women are like intrinsically, like, at least they are. Most women like women. Like, be honest. They like gaslight the shit out of them, fucking manipulate them, make them into lesbians, and they use politics in order to do so. This is actually one of those fucking people.
I just now realized.
Unironically, one of those fucking people. It's actually insane.
I just now realized, Lundy, looking at this, like, they do the fucking thing of spelling woman with a Y, but they don't do it all the time.
Yeah, because
like,
it's
they're
not
very
man.
inconsistent.
It's not woman.
Yeah, because they don't like. I think they don't like the word "man" in the word, but
yeah, every time I see woman,
so it's really strange.
Every time I
women
see
to
woman,
choose having sex with a woman in lieu of a man if they can do that at all. Males are flat out dangerous to women, even when we're in the same general area. You know what? If we have your fucking ideal society, guess who also is going to be in the fucking giant orgy? Dudes. Like what?
Every time I see woman spelled with a Y, I think of the Beavis and Butthead episode and the joke of like, hey Butthead, look, these women don't know how to spell. They must be dumb. Yeah, dumb women are easy.
Oh, fucking hell. And what's this last bit here then? Men are more angered by women being obnoxious than men being violent. This is why I avoid men or boys of any sort at all costs. They are literally comparable to raging meth heads that are tweaked all the time. They're completely ruled by a chemical that makes them violent, irrational, and unpredictable, and leads them to destroy everything and anyone around them. I mean, what? Like, literally, they think testosterone is just this dangerous chemical that just makes us fucking like we don't have an option. Like, eventually, your testosterone just gets into your fucking brain. It's just like, guess what? You got to punch the next living thing, and you're just like, oh well, I gotta do it. And then you just fucking like extend your fist, and Graham lost her fucking dentures now because your testosterone went fucking nuts for a second. Like, we all have fucking like little ticking time bombs in our hormones. What the fuck? Holy shit. I have no sympathy for people who say boys won't need to be boys or who foster the attitude that any sort of masculinity is healthy or desirable. Masculinity is sickening. It's dangerous, and our world desperately needs a total emasculation if we're going to avoid destroying ourselves. All I'm saying is the world would be better off if we cut off every single man's penis. Masculinity has already brought us close to that point in time and time again. Anarcho-primitivism is far closer to Nazism than it is to anarchism. I'm not saying it automatically makes you a Nazi, but it is a bad omen. I mentioned this in another reply, but you're effectively engaging in an activity that discouraged many different kinds of disabled people from participating, and one that is heavily tied to and machismo and the problematic naturalism I mentioned earlier. What? Okay, so anarcho-primitivists. Can somebody give me a brief rundown of what the fuck that is?
That's anarchist society where you don't use technology, and it's like a primitive society.
It's going back to caveman shit, basically.
Yeah, I don't know why disabled people wouldn't be able to participate in this. I could see why it would be a problem for disabled people, since we kind of require a decent amount of technological aid in order to help them. But they still would be able to be helped. It's not like we would have to fucking Darwinianly just eradicate them or whatever the fuck.
Look, I'm going to defend the Anprims here a bit. They're better than the ANCAPs.
Yeah. They're just scared. They're just scared of computers, is all. And that's understandable. I'm somewhat scared of computers. A big part of the Third Reich was encouraging boys and men to admire nature, and it wasn't just an accessory added on. It was a core part of their ideology. Oh, this fucking shit again. We need to acknowledge why they did this and how it added to their oppression. Why? Why did they do this? What do you mean? What are you fucking talking about? What, you don't explain shit. You just say Nazis like nature. That means nature bad. That's literally every single time you bring up this point. It's the same fucking thing. Nazis like this. That means it's a bad thing. No matter what it is, it's bad. Fucking goddamn it. There's no logical line here. It's fucking annoying. I hate you. I actually fucking hate you. You are a person who has probably never been laid because you're probably a 500 fucking pound lesbian, and you can't even get into chubby chasers because they have a limit of 420.
Are you calling her a bull dyke?
Yes.
Base.
Look, Lundy, she lost her feet to the diabetes. So she can't go and hunt a woolly mammoth.
That's why she's so obsessed with sex, because she can't fucking get any. Are we just ignoring the actual... And also, why she doesn't understand the idea of a fulfilling relationship, because she's never been in one. What level of anarchism are you guys at? I am a high-level anarcho-transhumanist or cyber-insurrectionist, if you prefer. I am very active in the crypto-anarchist and biohacking community, and I've done extensive technological, psychological, and biological enhancements on myself. Ah! Did you cut off your hand and replace it with, a fucking...
I hope so.
What? What do you mean you've done technological enhancements on yourself? We don't live in a fucking cyberpunk fucking fantasy land. You can't fucking do that. What are you doing? What are you talking about? What?
She's talking about her moped. The little mobility scooter.
You got a little scooter. Myself. Even though my options are somewhat limited due to money concerns and other regulations. Yeah, because you probably don't make shit. Most of the enhancements are along the lines of nootropics, implants, psychotropics, biofeedback, meditation, and technomancy?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Can someone explain? Can someone try?
You don't know.
Can someone translate this absolute fucking psychotic babble? This absolute,
you don't know what
should be written
is?
on fucking bathroom stands covered in shit. That's where this shit belongs. Can someone translate this bullshit?
Technomancy is basically magic, but computers.
So, does she believe that she can control technology with her brain?
Probably, yes.
Yeah, it's like super hackers.
She's a cyberpunk.
Well,
I'm surprised,
well,
Lundy,
well,
you haven't heard of
just go ahead and have
Technomancer
yourself like
before.
$1 billion so you can fucking fund all your goddamn fucking fantasy projects. I've also done a lot of operations related to technotronic warfare against fascists. You've run operations. You posted on Reddit.
I play Wolfenstein.
Related to technotronic warfare against fascists, reactionaries, and capitalists. I'm currently working on a sort of enhanced counter oxytocin aerosol that could be used to counter tribalism tendencies.
Is it a spray that you just spray at Native Americans?
Pissed in a Windex bottle.
I go down to the reservation and spray the fucking Navajos.
Doing things you don't want them to do.
So she wants to like commit like acts of chemical warfare to like destroy people's feelings of connection to each other.
Yes,
those Papua New Guinea tribes have it coming at them.
Yeah,
we gotta show them who's boss.
What is a xenofeminist?
I got it before you go, Lundy. So is this Reddit? Is this Reddit subreddit? Like, is this their personal subreddit that they made themselves?
No, this is their profile. He's just going through all their different posts that they've made.
Yeah.
Also, Lucy Lawless is a xena feminist.
Fuck off. A lot of it is like repeating shit because like they keep going back to. Also, I hate the environment. Like it's basically that.
Also, fuck you, Goat. I laughed.
What? I know.
Feminist. Xeno, in this context, refers to one who is alien, rather someone who is alienated by mass society. Women, especially lesbians, neurodivergent, physically divergent, POC, atheists, unemployed, etc. Xenofeminism is radical feminism mixed with radical leftist transhumanism. Using decentralized technology, those who are alienated from society will forcibly create a world without hierarchy and without coercion. How are you going to force a world without coercion? What does that even fucking mean?
That's definitely a contradiction right there.
No. We're just gonna use force one last time, and that'll be it.
That'll be it. And then anybody who doesn't get into the goddamn pleasure pods will also be...
It would have made more sense if you let me post the fucking 3-page description of why tyranny is okay.
No. Social justice will be taken to its most extreme conclusion, the uncompromising destruction of all oppression, normalcy, and mysticism in any form.
You called yourself a fucking technomancer, you dopey bitch.
So that makes me happy because I know this person is not a danger to anybody because they are somebody who has like cut off parts of their fucking body and replaced them with fucking broom
and they're making whooshing sounds at their computer.
Yeah. The world must learn of our peaceful ways. Kill them.
She burned sage right in front of the computer's air intake.
Holy shit! This person actually is like a lesbian fucking woodbender. Like, holy fuck! This is insane.
Without mysticism, fascism.
And when Lundy says woodbender, he doesn't mean woodbender as in Avatar: The Last Airbender. He means the actual Bender from Futurama when he was made out of wood.
Futurama. Then again, no, because even Woodbender was an eco-fascist.
The most dangerous form of mysticism is naturalism. By that I mean the belief that nature has some intrinsic immanence, some inborn purity, and or that humanity has a responsibility, some metaphysical connection to Mother Nature. I'm not an anti-environmentalist by any means. I am.
Yes, you are. You're a person who thinks that it would be a really good thing if in the next few decades we just phased out nature entirely and just got rid of all of it. You're a person who hates animals. You're a person who hates trees. You hate the idea that we are a part of nature. You want us to completely and totally divorce ourselves from nature by downloading all of our fucking consciousnesses onto a goddamn computer chip.
To be fair, hating trees doesn't make you a bad person, Lundy.
Matt, Matt, when you take your anger out on a tree by punching it, that's not you hating the tree. That is you hating things in general, and the tree being a bro and being for you to take your anger out on it.
Yeah. The tree knows that.
That's the tree going, I know that you won't hurt me, and I know your intention is to hit me as hard as possible, but please use me as a punching bag.
No, Lundy, No, Lundy, that's the tree going, maybe I fell down the tree stairs out in the
woods. The tree will always make excuses in your favor, Matt, so don't you ever
Why does this tree have rough marks on its bark? I rolled down a hill.
You're still planted. Your roots are still taken. It was a wolf. It was a wolf came by and clawed me up.
I was just in a wife beater.
Smoking a fucking cigarette, putting it out on the tree.
Whatever maple syrup companies have to extract.
Where's my fruit, you dumb bitch?
They just show a picture of you do it and starts crying.
Yeah, you like rip off one of the tree's fucking like leaves, and you just sort of like wipe your mouth with it, and the tree's just like.
There are little saplings off to the side that you hit with a bigger stick.
You take one of the tree's limbs from it and use it to like whack the tree.
You're especially hard on the one that has a little bit of fuzz on its leaves.
The nappiest of trees.
You throw a football at it every day and get mad to catch it.
God damn.
I'm not an anti-environmentalist by any means, but I am only environmentalist in terms of pure material utility to humanity. Anything else either doesn't exist or doesn't matter.
So wait, let me get this straight. So you're an environmentalist then? There's the what you just said, like any point of nature, like literally every part of nature is beneficial to humanity. Has this asshole never heard of like a biosphere and shit?
I want to make a post in the future talking about the fascist and, in extremity, the Nazi roots of modern deep ecology and naturalism. Just know for now that the Nazis were effectively the inventors of what we consider to be environmentalism. Before then, it existed more vaguely in the proto-Volkish romantic back to the land movement in Germany years before.
Yeah, they just want to fuck it. You know what, Lundy? This person is making me be like, I really want to play a fucking, like, just a violent fucking racist Stellaris now. This person is really making me regret my fucking devotion to fanatical pacifism in Stellaris.
Oh, by the way, that bee meme thing was something that they made earlier, apparently.
Like, I literally just want to play Stellaris right now and find Earth and just wipe out humanity.
I don't know if anyone else realized the point of that, but that was saying that if you're talking about saving bees, that means you don't care about refugees right now.
You know, people can care about more things. Like, I know this might be shocking because she probably can't focus on more than one thing because of, the drugs and the missing body parts.
Hey, Lundy, guess where she used to post?
Where?
r/Chapo Trap House.
Oh, what if this turns out to be Nuclear Night?
Well, like, most of the Chapos are dudes, so, like, wouldn't she hate him?
Yeah, but the Chapo subreddit's shit.
Does my keyboard work? Space technology. What if we take $100 billion and go to Mars? Legalize marijuana. $200 an ounce. Government agents all around us. Ron Paul's going to jam it down your throat. Fantastic, isn't it?